The First World War has been called the war to end all wars. A generation of young men cut down on the fields of Belgium and France. Among the names of the fallen is one family's tragedy so great it's almost impossible to comprehend. 4 brothers from one Londonderry household, Hugh, Thomas, John and Andrew Sinclair, all killed in the space of 3 years. Only one brother came home. This is their story. The Sinclairs lived at Hawthorn Terrace in the Glen Road district of Londonderry. 5 sons went to war, 4 never returned. The eldest, Private Hugh Sinclair, had left for Canada as a teenager. He enlisted in the Canadian Infantry, and by April 1915 was serving in the Ypres salient. On the 22nd of April, the Germans unleashed poison gas for the first time in history. The next day, Hugh died from suffocation. He was just 23. He lies today, Poperinghe Old Military Cemetery. Only 5 months later, the second brother fell. Private Thomas Sinclair, serving with the Cameron Highlanders, was gravely wounded at the Battle of Loos. He lingered for 3 days before dying on the 28th of September 1915. He was 30 years old, and he rests at Abbeville Communal Cemetery. 2 years later, it was Lance Serjeant John Sinclair of the Royal Inniskilling Fusiliers. On the 10th of August 1917, during the inferno of the Battle of Passchendaele, John was killed in action. His body was never recovered. His name is carved onto the Menin Memorial at Ypres, among 54,000 missing. He was just 27. The youngest, Corporal Andrew Sinclair, fought to the bitter end. Awarded a military medal for bravery, he was wounded during the Second Battle of Ypres. On the 13th of September 1918, just weeks before the armistice, he succumbed to his wounds at the age of 22. He is buried at Terlincthun British Cemetery. From the trenches, Andrew Sinclair wrote one last letter to his sister, Mary Ann. Dated the 2nd of September 1918, just 11 days before he died. Dear sister, just received your very welcome letter and was glad to see by it that you were all well at home. As this leaves me in the pink and enjoying life as much as possible under the circumstances, I think after all we are going to win the war, and I don't think it will last much longer. I say it is a shame sending Dick out again, as it is as little as they could do for us now, as to let one of us stop at home. After all we have suffered. But in future, I'm going to do as little as possible for them. But don't worry too much, I'm sure Dick will be able to take care of himself, so be easy in your mind. Andrew never made it home. 11 days later, he died of wounds received in action. The sole surviving brother, Richard, known as Dick, was pulled out of the line in October 1918, just as Andrew had hoped, but survival brought its own burden. His son later remembered, there was always a great sorrow in the family. My father didn't speak of it and never went to memorial services. I think he tried to block it out. In a small tin, the family kept the dead pennies, medals and letters of 4 lost brothers. A century later, those mementos remain. 4 brothers, 4 lives, each cut short by war. The Sinclair story is not just about death, it's about the scale of sacrifice one family bore and the silence left for generations. Please share your thoughts below, and if this story moved you, please like, comment and subscribe, because every name has a story, and every story deserves to be heard, lest we forget. If you like listening to the stories of the history of those who came before, then please give the video a like and subscribe to keep updated about future videos of the history of those who came before.